Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Sometimes it's hard to get clear on what's truly important in a job, so many people default to money and status. Well, the following list may be more helpful in deciding whether, in this time of 50-year record low unemployment, whether to stay in your current job or to seek greener pastures. First, let's start talking about your boss. So much has been written about bad bosses. A Martian who is descending on Earth would think that it's the bad employees that get to be the bosses. Well, given what I know about bosses, mostly good, some bad, I can't help but think that the disparity between what I read and what my clients, my friends, and I experience is a function of the social acceptability of criticizing the haves and praising the have-nots. So, try to put aside the messaging and instead consider dispassionately your current or prospective boss. His or her capability, fair-mindedness, work ethic, ethics, balancing of praise and criticism, and whether they care about your welfare and growth. If you're interviewing for a job, of course you can't know for sure, but it helps to ask questions such as, all bosses are different. In what ways are you? And I'm talking about, of course, in the interview. Listen not only for the words and tone of the answer, but the nonverbal reactions from any of the other interviewers in the room. For example, if they're nodding rather than looking down in almost embarrassment. Now a word about your coworkers and judging them. Depending on the job, you may spend a lot or a little time being dependent on coworkers. Good coworkers can make an otherwise bad job okay, and vice versa. On your current job, what are they like? And is it feasible to try to increase involvement with those coworkers that you like and decrease your involvement with others? And when you're offered a job you haven't yet accepted, ask if you might spend a few minutes with your would-be close coworkers. No guarantees, but first impressions can boost your odds of happiness. Do they seem competent and kind? Glad to give you a few minutes. Now, another criterion for judging a job is your work's worthiness. Not everyone can be a cancer researcher, but does your work feel worthy? For example, involvement with a quality and helpful product. That would be fine. Tobacco, not fine. It needn't be that extreme. For example, I'd be pleased to work for Toyota, which sells high-quality products at a moderate price. I would be less pleased to work, for example, for the more expensive, more service-requiring, more breakdown-prone Mercedes or BMW. Another criterion for judging a job is the work's difficulty. Sure, for a short time, we might prefer easy work, but enduringly, we like work that's moderately difficult, such as that with reasonable efforts, we can do well. That tends to yield the side benefit of growth. We learn from being moderately but not overly challenged. Another criterion for judging a job is opportunities for growth. And it's kind of related to what I said earlier. We like to feel that we're growing. Does this job provide sufficient opportunities for learning? Not just what the employer wants, but what you're interested in, either intrinsically interested or as an enhancer of your career. Good workplaces facilitate mentorships, they provide in-house training, and they pay for external training, sometimes even a degree's worth. Another job criterion for evaluating a job is the expected work week. And notice I didn't say short work week, I said expected work week. Some people prefer work to play because they enjoy it, or they appreciate that they're more contributory if they work 60 hours a week than 40. Of course, many people prefer a short version of, quote, full-time. In some workplaces, that can be as short as 38 hours a week. Another factor in judging a job is, increasingly, the commute. Activists have convinced politicians to greatly limit road building, despite the population increase, and they're trying to pressure people onto mass transit. They're doing it successfully. The net effect, for the foreseeable future at least, is longer commutes. Our days are ever more packed, and so commute length is an increasingly important factor in job selection. A person with the increasingly common 90-minute commute eats up an extra 3 hours a day. That's 37% of a workday, an 8-hour workday, with spending it in stressful, wasteful sitting or standing. Another criterion for evaluating a job is job security. A small percentage of people like the gig economy. Work a few weeks, then look for another job. No commitments, vacay when you like. Those people are disproportionately young and unattached, in exploration mode, or they're stars who know they can land a new and different job quickly. But most people prefer job security, not having to spend much of their year looking for work. They prefer the stability of a long-term job, getting to know the job well, better understanding the coworkers and the boss and the office culture, and they enjoy the work relationships that tend to require a lot of time for them to really blossom. And I've left for last deliberately financial compensation. Don't overvalue this. After taxes, the improvement to your happiness rarely outweigh the previous factors. And if an employer pays more than peer organizations do, that could be because it's a bad place to work, or the work's unethical or annoying, or it's in an undesirable location. For example, employers may have to pay more to get employees to endure a long commute or to work in a dangerous neighborhood. The U.S. is enjoying the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. That affords employees and job seekers a greater choice of job. As you review whether to stay in your current position, and as you evaluate prospective opportunities, you might use these criteria that I've mentioned to ratchet up your standards. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. Feel free to give us a thumbs up, or if needed, a thumbs down. To hit the share button and share on your social media, write a comment below, and or to subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.